Any
Hmm.
result that you get.
Recording is on.
Detachment from work or the result?
Results. Any
Okay,
fruitative
okay,
results
okay.
should not
It's
just
very
work.
close. Very nice, Sitij. It's very close. But yeah, there's something more to it I'm looking for. Yeah. Anyone else would like to add? Mataji?
Prabhu, with my limited understanding, I feel when it says final fixed conception of the real self, what my understanding is similar to little bit Shitish Prabhu, that we realize that we are souls, first thing, and then we are part and parcel of Lord Krishna. And whatever we do, it be
Hmm.
to serve Krishna, and we should do it in with compassion for others. Like I think Kalpesh Prabhu mentioned that it's we should do it as a duty and to serve Lord Krishna, not attached to the results.
Wonderful. Very
So
nice.
all the work,
Did everyone understand this?
Prabhu. I mean, this.
What she said? Did everyone understand what she's trying? Kalpesh, you got this?
Yeah,
Sure?
yeah.
Okay. Can you explain in your own way?
प्रभु जी आप तुमने मेरे को बहुत बार बोल्ड किया.
हाँ ठीक है, ठीक, कोई बात नहीं. बताओ, तुमको समझ में आएगा ना, जैसे अपने हिसाब से वैसे मैं जानना चाहता हूँ. How you
Okay.
understand?
So basically now we do our duties,
Hmm.
and we don't get attached to the fruit. So we do it with more of your open mind.
Hmm.
So the results don't make you feel good or bad about it.
Hmm. 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 Okay. Okay. All right. Good. Good understanding. Yes. Abhijit.
Yeah, as a, we have to do our duties with, I will not say without attachment to the results, but I would say without overthinking what the results would be. Whatever is good in the what do you say, जो भी है वो legally अच्छा होना चाहिए, and it should be in the service of the Lord,
Okay.
and
Good.
do the duty properly.
Okay. Ritambara Mataji, would you like to add something to it?
Yes, Prabhuji, what my understanding is that we should keep loving the Lord Krishna, and we should not think about anything what we will get, after that. And loving Krishna itself is a fruitful activity, and listening Krishna's leela and involving ourselves into Krishna. Making prasadam, listening Krishna, I'm joining this class, and itself is a that I'm thinking that I'm getting the fruit. What else fruit I will get?
Very nice. Very nice realization. Yes. Sushma, would you like to add something?
Can I give one example?
Very nice. Yes, please.
Yeah. For example, there are poor people. I'll give them food, clothes, and I don't expect anything. It will give me a inner happiness.
Mm,
I'll feel myself happy, but I don't expect anything from that. And one day I will get result from this help.
mm, mm. Very nice. How do we identify people in today's times?
You mean to say
Yeah.
identify the character or identify the person itself?
Person. कैरेक्टर नहीं पता पड़ता ना आजकल.
Uh,
ऐसे किसी से मिल, if we meet someone, we will not know what's his inside is. But how do we identify that person? How would you identify? Apart
Prabhuji,
from
why
his
do we
name.
need to?
eh,
Why do we need to identify anyone? Why do we? Who are we to judge anybody? Like
No, no, not
everybody
judging. Not judging. Definitely not judging. But how do we identify someone? That's the
is.
question. Identification is different than judging. Judging means they अच्छा है, ये बुरा है, ये ऐसा है, वैसा है. That becomes a gossip. But how do we identify someone? I mean, how would you introduce someone?
Nowadays, it is from the external appearance.
Exactly. Yeah, that's I agree. But how? I want to know the micro
Means
level
if
identification.
the person comes to me in a funky kind of suit or something like that. He might be uh, a good suit, an Armani suit. He might be a
Yeah,
businessman.
yeah,
If he
yeah.
comes to me in those Maulana type of a things, then he is working in the, or he is
Correct.
servicing in the mosque. If he
Yeah,
comes to me in a dhoti, tika, and all, I'll
correct.
call him a pandit.
Yeah. So
If he
that's how
comes
we
to
identify,
me,
isn't it? I
yeah,
remember, recently when I was talking to one of our old friend, and we were talking about the third person. So this third person, Mr. X, we were talking about, and said, "How is this Mr. X doing? How is he?" That's all. How's he? And the answer was, "Oh, he's driving a Lamborghini nowadays." That was the answer. You know him? He is now driving a
So
Lamborghini.
we are giving the material
This is how
recognition
we.
to it.
This is how people. This is one
Yeah,
example what
this is
I've
the
heard.
this is the right
Practical.
word. Actually, the world is like that nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is how the identification is. Yeah. So identification in the material world is on what you have rather than what you are.
It's just
Generally.
like an
And Prabhu,
appearance.
how
Generally.
hmm.
This is how you're
And Prabhu, how do
identified.
you identify the real self? It's like okay, but Prabhu, how do we really identify? Is it a pure soul or impure soul? The person is like.
So that answer is also there in the same statement. So if you read that, this realization is
Right.
possible by by
Mm. Yeah.
situating in the conception of real self. So it is not outside. The problem is very correctly said by Ritambhara Mataji. Why should we identify others? Very nicely said. We have to identify our own selves. That is our job. So the understanding what Srila Prabhupada is that you realize your own self without these external attachments. This is what you have to look at. It's a perception. It is a very difficult one. It is like a 180-degree turn you have to take by closing your eyes and looking inside rather than looking it outside. If you're able to do that, then we go to 2.2. That's what Srila Prabhupada is telling us. If not, we go back to chapter 1.
I think I'm listening Prabhupadaji's Leela Amrit,
Yeah, yeah,
and I'm getting very much attached with him.
yeah, yeah. It's
He's
very
really a
sweet.
great
It's
person.
very,
He
very
was
sweet.
very
Yes.
great person. Like the way
Yeah,
he tackled all the problems in his life.
yeah,
I mean, without
yeah.
knowing him, I don't think so we'll be able to understand Krishna.
No, absolutely. You're spot on, Mataji. Lilamrita should be read every day by every devotee. Very nice. So does it make sense, everyone? That perception is what is requested, not you don't have to be something great. It's the perception, the angle of looking has to change. If we can change that, this chapter is for us. Yes? Okay. We'll end our discussion here. Please contemplate on what we have spoken today and please read the verses because Krishna starts speaking next week in 2.2. So to hear that, we should have that perception, the open mind to receive what he says. Okay. So we'll
Hare
end our
Krishna, Prabhuji.
discussion here.
Thank you,
Any
Prabhu,
question or
for
comment,
amazing
please
class.
ask. Otherwise, we will catch up next week. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank
Prabhuji,
you.
Yes, yes,
I
yes,
just one request, if you can,
yes.
because we are already doing Gita, and I'm sorry I couldn't attend last few classes. I'm very,
Yeah.
I that's my, a loss. But I just request you if you can start Leela Amrit also with this, so it will be, great help to
Lilamrita.
understand.
Lilamrita will be difficult for the other members, Mataji, because they have just recently started reading Bhagavad Gita. So they don't know much about Srila Prabhupada in the sense they want to know more about Bhagavad Gita as compared to that. You and me are very much inclined towards Srila Prabhupada, but others are more inclined towards Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, so it may be that that focus or the interest may not be that high at the moment, but we can definitely do that over a period of time. Yeah, I would love to do that. Yeah,
Because doing this way, it's the better way to
yeah,
understand
yeah, yeah. In
with
the
each
group
other.
is very
Yeah.
nice.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. I spoke to um, the first interaction with one of the Swami, the sannyasis.
Yeah.
My first interaction was in 2011. I'll share this with all of you. And that sannyasi was Prahlanand Maharaj. Prahlanandan Maharaj. He's a New Zealander. You can look him up on Google. I don't know if you know about him. So his name is His Holiness Prahlananda Maharaj. Prahlananda Maharaj is a very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada. So when I spoke to him first, I was sitting on a bench on top in ISKCON temple and he was sitting down. So you can imagine my low consciousness, you know, degraded consciousness is not understanding the sannyasi and not respecting him. So I was sitting like that. So Swami ji, which book I should read? He looked into my eyes and he said, you should read Bhagavad Gita first because it will teach you discipline. And I automatically stood up and sat down.
Yeah, I
That is
can understand.
realization.
And I met Prahalna Maharaj again in 2019 in Perth. So it was an opportunity for me to serve him. So I made lotus seeds. You know lotus seeds? Have you
Makhana.
seen makhana? So I made
Oh,
that because it was Ekadashi. So I made that for him, and I made some milk also for him. You know, he likes that. So I offered him, and I told him, Maharaj, you are the one who instructed me for the first time to read Bhagavad Gita. The first book I should read was Bhagavad Gita, and that's what I tell everyone because I heard it from the sannyasi. The first book you should read completely is Bhagavad Gita. Do not he in fact at the 2019 he asked me, did you finish? I said, not yet, I'm still learning. He said, yes. Good. That's the answer I was expecting.
Yeah,
He was
Prabhuji,
very
you're
happy.
right. Yeah.
So I told him, Maharaj, I've just taken that advice, I'm just reading Bhagavad Gita. And the funny thing was he said, oh, at least someone is listening to my advice. And he was very happy and he hugged me. We hugged each other, so happy. We were so happy. So even if like see the devotee this kind of devotee Krishna will send. Although at first time I felt very bad, because I was new to ISKCON. I said, what kind of these people are, how they speak, you know. But when I met him next time after reading a bit of Bhagavad Gita, I met him, I hugged him. It was like a touch of electricity, from him, a Midas touch from him. I felt so good. And it was his love at the beginning and now. It just had different flavor. You see? So Krishna will send the devotee once you start reading. My personal
Yes, Prabhuji, you're
experience.
right.
Yeah.
You're right, Prabhuji. Yes, thank you very much. Yes.
So yeah. So that's what I'm following, Mataji. Please don't take it otherwise. I'm just following
No,
what
Prabhuji, but I was thinking just the time is too less
I
we
know.
have.
I
Like,
know.
we
I
are
know.
very short with time. Then if we will keep,
Yeah.
one chapter, one shloka in a week, so how will we do the next other things? Yeah.
Yeah. But the
Yeah.
nectar,
Anyway,
I
yeah.
think, is quite a bit. Even I'm relishing. I don't know how others are feeling. You can share, Abhijit, Kalpesh, Kshitij, and Sushma. If we are going slow, we can increase the speed if you like.
Increasing the speed is good, but we need to understand it. Like
Kshitij.
Right.
Yeah.
No, my
Kshitij and
point
Prabhuji.
is not that you're, yeah, the pace of that learning and teaching is okay, but then if we increase the days, like 3 days a week, something like
Ah,
that, so probably we'll be more
very
in
nice,
touch with
Mataji.
the
See, Mataji is very committed. Okay, now it's the question to everyone: how committed others are.
We
So 3 days
can
a week.
3 days a week, 2 days a week, Saturday and Sunday. Of course, we are having holidays. We can do that, but I
Yeah,
don't know about the other days. Like
yeah. Saturdays
Saturday.
generally families, young families who are there, they
Yeah.
have a lot of activities. I think that's the reason why we had to take it on Sundays. But over a period of time, if everyone agrees, I think we can increase it to 2 days. But we'll see how we go. Yeah, I'll leave it to all of you. You can discuss among yourselves in the group. I'm okay.
For me, I think the pace is perfect. I prefer this pace. In fact, slower is also fine with me because I remember initially I said, chalo chalo jaldi jaldi karte karke, want to learn faster. But I think, I found that slower pace, I understand things really better, uh, and I get time to implement them as well in my life.
Okay.
Slow and
What?
steady win the race.
Okay,
Yes.
Sushma. What do you think, Aradhana Mataji?
Uh, Prabhu, I believe that quality matters than quantity. So, like, yes, in one session also, if we are getting to understand, like today, what you told is like, Prabhu, it's really life changing for me.
So
Like, so
Saturday,
many,
what do you think over a period of time? Do you think Saturday is a good idea?
Prabhu, depends on the timing because it's a
Okay,
busy day. So, if it's in the
okay.
end of the day, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
But a
gets a
weekday
little,
also,
yeah.
Prabhu, is okay if any weekday evenings.
Weekday will be a difficult for working, full-time working
Because we
people.
have people from
Yeah,
overseas as well.
yeah. They've just not
Prabhu, that's
joined today. They are from US and India as
Yeah,
well. Few
Canada,
people.
India. Yeah.
Yeah, Canada and India. Kshitij,
If
you're
that
also.
the case, Prabhuji, on Sunday we can extend 1 more hour instead of 1 hour.
That's another good idea. I mean, you can float this. Can throw your ideas. That's another idea which you can.
And Prabhu, just a suggestion, like you give homework, that's really good. People can do it like every day.
Yeah, reading is very nice. If you
Yeah,
can do,
because
if
as
you
you
can
said,
do the
Prabhu,
reading, that will be great. Yes.
so if you give us homework, Prabhu, we can occupy as many days as we want in a week. Sunday
Yeah.
we come
Yeah.
back.
Very nice. Very
So
nice
we can
idea.
keep the same pace, but we can do homework more at home, reading and
Yeah, reading is
But
very
the
good.
students are very rebellious.
We
I think
had the
Kshitij also has
experience
young
of
kids.
yesterday.
Kshitij, correct? You also have young kids?
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Yeah. So Saturday is also. So yeah, 2 hours is also an option, but I'll leave it all to you guys, discuss among the group and let me know.
If it
I'm
is
okay.
2 hours, it is okay. We can take it a little bit earlier. Instead of 3, we can shift to 2:30, 2:30
Okay.
to 4:30 your time. It
Yeah,
becomes
just
10
confirm with
people.
the Indian and the Canadian members.
Yes.
How do they feel? I think now it should be all right with the daylight savings.
Yeah. In fact, now everybody will be in a better position.
Yeah, so 2:30 or 2 o'clock now also, or
Yeah.
2:30 would be even better for them because it's like 3:30, which was
Hmm.
earlier, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that might be, you see, if we can do 2:30 to 4:30, that could be one of the ideas for some more extra reading if we do that. Yeah,
Maybe you can put the options in the group, Kalpesh, and have a voting done. And
Okay.
whichever best works out, we can go ahead with that.
Yeah. Sounds good.
okay, I'll leave it with all of you and we'll catch up next Sunday.
thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
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 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.